So today we're going to talk about 5 Batman stories that I think are the greatest of all time. Now, listen, Batman has had a huge history with comics, and with that, there have been a lot of excellent stories. And if I really wanted, I could suggest 15 comics easy that are worth reading with Batman's name on it alone. Now, saying that, obviously everybody's opinion varies when it comes to good stories. So I'm talking about the top 5 Batman stories of all time that I enjoyed, that I read, that I thought were the best. Not that the others that are not on this list are bad, but these 5 in particular are what makes me a Batman fan. Now, saying that, we're going to get right into it. And again, there's so many Batman stories. If you don't see yours on here, list them below because everybody's going to have different opinions. And luckily, Batman has a long history of great comics. But this is my list, so let's do it.
Let's go. It's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
If you told me that a Grant Morrison comic would ever be on my top 5 list for any superhero, I would laugh at you. And I get that people love Grant Morrison. I do usually not. However, I really loved Batman Incorporated. Not the one pre-New 52. New 52 Batman Incorporated is, I believe, 12-issue storyline that, spoilers, talks about the death of Damian, shows how Batman loses his son and how he fights through it, and it's one of my favorite storylines. Right from the get-go, the first issue all the way to the last, it is nail-biting. The tension is on the pages and you're just wondering what's going to happen next. And even though, as you're watching this right now, know what happened to Damian, that is not that is just the turning point. There is still a lot more story once his son is killed, and it just keeps building and building, and you get to see Batman in a light I've never seen him before. And for that alone, this 12-issue, I believe, series really just took me by surprise. So the New 52 Batman Incorporated is absolutely one of my favorite Batman stories, and it comes in at number 5. The next one I'm going to put on here is one that not a lot of people will probably have, but I really enjoy. Batman and Robin. Now, you're asking which one. There was a Batman and Robin done by Grant Morrison, which I actually think is pretty solid, but it does have its ups and downs, where Batman and Robin done by Peter, I'm not even going to try his last name, Tusumani or whatever, I'm so shitty at these names, is literally one of my favorite runs of all time. And the reason why is because it really focuses on the relationship between Damian and Batman, or Bruce. And you really get to kind of feel them and see what they go through and why their life is so tension-filled, but how they work through it. And also it has literally one of my favorite volumes of all time is when Damian does pass away. We get to see Bruce go through different levels of loss, and it is heartbreaking, but you get to see the whole Bat family work with Bruce in a way that you just don't usually get. So to me, this is one of the best running series. I absolutely enjoyed the whole series, and to me, really kind of made Bruce more humanizing, and I like that. So I really enjoyed this whole run. So if I had to just pick one, it would be the story of Damian dying and Bruce dealing with that loss, that in particular volume. But I think this whole run, Batman and Robin, should be read. Coming in at number 3 is Hush. Now, these are a little bit more popular ones that people have heard of. There's always people who like different ones. To me, Hush is that one that really got me into the older Batman. And when I say older, it's like 2000s, but like the 90s and 2000s Batmans, there were a lot of big hits, and to me, Hush is definitely my favorite of them all. It is a gripping story. It is fucking phenomenal art, of course, by Jim Lee, and it just has a lot of elements I really love, and a lot of particular moments to me really stood out, especially the one with the Joker, and of course the ending, and you feel Batman's anger and frustration. So for that alone, Hush really nailed everything, and of course a big up is because of the art. It is so good. So yes, Hush is definitely one of my favorite Batman stories of all time. Batman Court of Owls is literally what made me a Batman fan. I am not joking. I never really enjoyed Batman up until I read Court of Owls. Of course, after I read Court of Owls, I started to go back and read more, but Court of Owls still holds a special place in my heart. Then I went and read all these, and about 4 months ago, I decided, let me read Court of Owls again to see if it really is as good as I remember, or I just liked it so much because I haven't read a good Batman story before that. And no, Court of Owls is that damn good. It actually improved once I got more background of Batman because I understood it better in the whole family dynamic of his past. Court of Owls is also a great jumping on point, so if you've never really read Batman, Court of Owls is something that you should read, even if you just get Volume 1 Court of Owls. It's great, and then really its follow-up City of Owls is also excellent. But Court of Owls has the horror element, it has the great dialogue of the Batman family with Bruce, and it actually makes Bruce more than just a playboy, which I really enjoyed. And of course, Greg Capullo, I really enjoy his art, and he's come a long way from his Spawn days. Not that I dislike his Spawn, but more of not everybody's oversized and big, and so I really dug the art here. Court of Owls is easily one of the best stories, and I wish, hopefully one day, we get it in movie version. And coming in at number 1 is Batman Black Mirror. I wanted to hit myself in the fucking head that it took me this long to read this comic. Not that I just read it. I read this about a year ago, but I read so many Batman stories before this, and I kept hearing Black Mirror so good, Black Mirror so good, Black Mirror so good, and fuck man, it is so fucking good. It is so good that it landed Scott Snyder, the guy who did Court of Owls and the whole New 52 Batman, it landed him the gig. It was that good. Black Mirror is before Bruce returns as Batman. This is Dick Grayson in his Batman days, and wow. I mean, it has all the elements you want. It has the mystery. It has this excellent side story or other story with James Gordon. That's Gordon's son, and it is just so fucking gripping and horrifying and scary, and the ending is so intense and so well thought out, and you really get to see what could have been if Dick got to be Batman for a longer time. And I always say I wish he did because I really loved him. But yeah, Black Mirror is really a great title. It's kind of a standalone title, so you can go pick it up in stores and enjoy the shit out of it without reading anything else, and I definitely recommend this one. You don't have to read anything else to read this to really enjoy this. So Batman Black Mirror is my number 1 Batman story because from page 1 to the end, I couldn't stop reading, and I absolutely love this story. Listen, you're looking at this list like, yo, where the fuck is Year One and Dark Knight Returns and Dark Victory and Red Hood and so many Batman stories? Hey, if I did a top 10, those would probably all be on there. The thing is, with Batman, it is really hard to just pinpoint the best stories. So what I did, instead of going through the hassle of breaking apart each one, I just picked the 5 to me when I think of Batman that I recommend to people. These are the ones. These are the stories that will always stick to me and define who Batman is, who Bruce is, or who even Dick is, and who these characters are that you come to love as the Batman. So these are my top 5, but I am really eager to see a lot of people's list because there might be some that I haven't even read that I'm like, oh, I gotta check that out. So below, list your top 5 Batman stories. And again, don't feel like I don't like the ones that you listed, because I know like Year One and Dark Knight Returns are going to be a lot of people's top 5. I understand that. If it is, list them below, but I am really eager to see other ones that people usually don't pick on those top 5, so maybe I can check out some new Batman stories. Anyway, that's it, my list for today. These are the top 5 Batman stories that you should check out right now. They are the best that I think it has to offer so far that I've read in my catalog. But everybody else, have a wonderful day.